Very interesting. Good morning. Thank you for that like. Greatly appreciate it. Searching for gun shops today, getting some slides shipped out, and I am listening to John Crump News. Unfortunately, I can't seem to get the audio to translate over here, but Third Circuit Court is saying that the Bruin decision is flexible in regards to public bans on places like parks. So that is something we're all going to have to pay attention to. They're basically saying that you can you can bear arms, but not in places we deem that you can't that are in public. So things like public parks and maybe public streets and street fairs and things like that. So it'll be interesting to watch to see how they utilize this to circumvent your public right to open or conceal carry. But yeah, definitely we share John Crump News from time to time, and good source of information, just like Washington Gun Law, Strambuli Law, a few others out there, just to keep up to date on some gun laws. We do it from time to time, mostly as it relates to slides and things like that. Like a biggest slide issue come of late is California when it comes to complete slides, where complete slides, because it has the barrel, will require an FFL background check if this law goes through, which will lead to possible serialization of barrels in California, which, funny enough, Glock already does. Glock serializes the slide, the barrel, and the frame, and yet Glock is banned in California, which is wild. Good morning, Pat. Omar, how you doing? I know the Road Live got interrupted the other day, so if you guys have gun stores that you are recommending, by all means, reach out to us on Instagram and send them our way. Because we are going to be reaching out to so many this month. So many. Going to try and get these slides all over the U. I mean, they're already all over the U.S., but we need even more. There's only about 26 to 30,000 Stiffler slides out there. Let's make it 50. Oh, yes, yeah, I saw your message from that last night. Yeah, that was funny. Let's see here. What are we sending off this morning? I do have a few slides to ship out. This one is going off to New York. So we'll print that out real quick. And feel free, if you're just stopping in, welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. Feel free to ask questions, comment. We turn bars of steel into slides. So maybe you've got an awesome 19 or 17 build you want to talk about, feel free. Or if you're just interested in it, feel free to ask. Feel free to comment. Yep, we are sending this one off to New York. We sent to every single state, all 50 states, up until California's shenanigans come into effect, as well as some of the territories. Puerto Rico, Guam, Virgin Islands. Focus, good morning. Oh, this one's going off to California. Okay. Desert Armory, what's going on? Arizona. Hell yeah. Getting some slides shipped out today. And searching for gun stores across America. Trying to reach out to all of them. A lot of them in California, hopefully. There we go, California. What's this next one? This one is Illinois. All right, sending one off to Illinois. Right on, focus. Okay, let's get these all printed up. And so how are you all doing this morning? How is your 2A day going? Got any builds to share? Any crazy laws to talk about? Good range days? Good gun store stories? Checking out John Crump News for a bit there. They are talking about the Bruin possible changes in the Third Circuit Court. So that's interesting. They're effectively trying to say that your firearms rights can be restricted in places like parks and such because Bruin is flexible. So that is definitely something every gun group is going to be watching. Working on the 26 some more today. Making some changes. Got to get it back to the range after we do. Hey, Rebel Spirit, what's going on, man? There we are. Still waiting for that cool down so we can finally go out to the desert. It will be sweet once we can get out to the desert, do some range videos. It's still just too hot. I mean, I don't mind doing indoor ranges. It's just the constant range fees, you know? I mean, my last range trip was like $50, whereas opposed I could just drive out to the desert once it cools down bring my own targets. You know, it'll be free. Of course, the downside to going out to the desert is you need a bit more preparation. You need some gear. You need water. You need to bring, you know, first aid supplies just in case. You never know. It couldn't even be you. Maybe somebody else needs help, you know. Got to have all that on hand, ready to go, just in case. Bring a fire extinguisher. And of course, trash bags. You got to clean the desert up. Okay, a lot of people go out there and they just trash the place. They bring all their targets, old couches, TVs. And you know what? Screw those guys. It's like you already have enough opponents with 2A. Like, why are you adding hippies to it? Like, just clean up the desert, the forest, the plains, wherever you're shooting at. Clean up after yourself. Don't be garbage. Did your mother raise garbage? Probably. I had Stiffler's mom. She didn't raise garbage, so what's your excuse? Hey, big worm, 6 worm, big worm maybe. We are Stiffler Manufacturing. We turn bars of steel like this, right here, into the slides you see before you. Do our own Cerakote work in-house. Right now I'm sending slides off to Illinois, New York, and California. Also, yes, talking shit about people who crash the planet. If you're going out and shooting out in the wild, you should be cleaning up after yourself. And if you're not, your parents raised garbage. I'll call you out. Especially if you're bringing glass and stuff out to shoot, man. Come on, put a tarp under that shit. What the hell's wrong with you? Well, right now we make Gen 3 19 slides like these ones here. This one here is a 17. And we are working on the 26. Got a couple test models of the 26, but it needs a little bit of work, so we're taking it back to the machine and taking it back to the program and seeing what we can change on it. Boop. There we go. Wire and Bear, what's going on? These are Stiffler Manufacturing slides. We create them, and they are good for the Gen 3 Glock 19 and Glock 17. And we are in the process of working on the Glock 26 and the Glock 43. And I am in the middle of wrapping up some slides to send them off to Illinois, New York, and California. There we go. We've got that one. We'll move on to the next one in just a sec. Let's take a look at these comments, make sure I'm not missing anything. Got to find an indoor range / gun shop that will sell your slides and just let you shoot whenever. That would be pretty sweet. I do my range sessions at sunrise, get there before the sun comes up, set things up and get to work. Yep, before the fudge show up. Oh, yeah, some of those guys, they're fun, aren't they? Tony the Tiger, yeah. You know, honestly, there's going to be a Bengals fan or some kind of Tigers fan. Tony the Tiger that's really going to love these. Hunter Orange, Graphite Black. Great slide. The red dot's from a different company called Siley. This is their Wolf EDG and Wolf X Pro. They sent them to us to test fire. I've gone 600 rounds through the Wolf X Pro. I still haven't tested the EDG yet. The slide performs great on FRTs. That we actually posted a video recently of someone using an FRT with one of our slides. Funny enough, a Viper. I believe he did a 40-round extended magazine, and yep, ran flawlessly. But keep in mind with FRTs that you are going to wear out your parts. So all of your internals are going to start wearing out faster. Robert, no, we don't fix firearms. We just manufacture slides out of bars of steel like this. 17-4 stainless. London King Griffin. No, we do not do other coatings for people. We just coat ourselves. We might do coating for others in the future, but right now we're not set up for it. Go. Okay, which one is next? Looks like this one here for California. Well, production time takes 1 to 2 weeks. So you receive it in 1 to 2 weeks. So we actually start to finish. So your slide will start as a bar of seal. We will mill it down into a raw slide like this one here. Then we will sand it, clean it, and then do the coating process before it goes into QC and shipping. So you'll receive it in 1 to 2 weeks. All slides are technically made to order. Sometimes we have some in stock already, like black slides, because they get ordered so often. So sometimes you get those faster. But if you order something like the Tiger Stripe or the Lightning or, you know, a color like white or red, we might not have that in stock. So we have to make it. Hey, greatly appreciate it. That's what we're doing, reaching out to people, answering questions. Hoping to find some FFLs. But individual sales, always happy to have them. Jose for the Generation 3 Glock 19 and the Glock 17. We are also currently working on slides for the Glock 26 and the Glock 43. After that, I don't know, maybe we'll start working on Gen 5, or maybe we'll do the 48, or I'm not sure yet. Okay, let's see here. Inspection. Yep, this is the right packing slip and the right shipping label. All right. And so all of our slides, when we send them off, get bubble wrapped, put in a plastic box, and then get put in a polymer bag to protect it from shock and any moisture. Pre-release Gen 6 aftermarket. I'm sure Glock would have a field day with us for that. You know, interestingly enough, they actually have a team of attorneys that actually go around and researching companies that make products that fit their products. Yep, they do that. The giant bubble wrap. Okay, how much bubble wrap do I need? About that much should do. EDC, what's going on? And also watch YouTube to see if anyone has switches and reports them to good citizens. Yeah. Glock is going to take a hit for that one, I imagine. So, I mean, it's good things for the clone market. I've had people tell me flat out that they are not getting new Glocks and that they are going to, if they want one, they're just going to start doing clones for some people. So, it is a decision Glock has made, and it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Hello, Kai Fisher. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. Okay. Where's my tape? Ah, there we are. So, yep, this month, in the last couple days, I've reached out to 40 FFLs and shops, some of them Cerakote. And so we are trying to find some local small businesses, not the big vendors, not the big, you know, distributors. I mean, those are always great because they always order hundreds. But I'm looking for mom and pop shops, places that only need 5 or 10, and I want to find like 50 of those. Somebody we can supply slides to every couple of months. You know, they don't need hundreds of slides every couple of weeks. I want to find some small mom and pop shops. They just need 5 or 10 slides every month or two. I want to find a bunch of those, help out some small businesses. Of course, it helps us out too. Keeps all our eggs not being in one big basket. You know, I didn't either, especially when it was like the Gen 1 and 2 Glocks. But they grew on me. Especially us doing this. Now that I shoot them more often, they definitely grew on me. Okay, now let's do a quick weight check. Oh yeah, we're still good. Let's see, let's check the weight on the receipt is... Where is it? Okay, yeah, we're still plenty good. Awesome. Pretty sure I have one of your slides. Got it from eBay a while back. Quite possibly, Connor. We sell our slides out to quite a few. A few eBay resellers, distributors, vendors, some gun stores. So our primary focus is as a manufacturer, so we want to find other people to sell the product. But we also sell individually, too. NKC Tactical in North Kansas City. Small gun store, but they sell lots of parts for builds. Okay, yeah, I'll give them a look. All about building connections, getting all of our stuff out to different shops. And I think at least in my opinion, maybe it's a little bit of bias, but in my opinion, I think our product is beating the price range from a lot of other businesses. You know, when you go and see a strip slide that's 400 or 500, you know, what word do I want to use? Biscuits, shall we say. And it's just a strip, and there's nothing really fancy about it. There's not a whole lot of stuff going on with it. And then you look at one of ours, where ours range from 145 to 275, stripped and complete. I think especially with it being 17.4 stainless steel with an optic cut, I think we're coming up with something a little better, you know, for the regular shooter, for the regular builder. The financially conscious. Like, I know some people are possibly not going to get the Glock Store 26X frame because it's $150 without a lower parts kit installed. It's just out of a few people's price. They can't justify that price range when there's other options. That said, that frame is pretty sweet, and I kind of want to get one. So I'll probably get one and then throw an SCT LPK inside it and see how it runs. Definitely biased, but I don't think you're far from the truth. Thank you. Very much appreciated. I mean, we have our own bias. I mean, you know, of course, everybody wants a piece of Stiffler. Haha. Brookside, y'all make incredibly beautiful slides, especially for the price. Thank you. Ivan says, it has arrived and the quality is good. Awesome. Giles Nicole, 3D printed? No, CNC machined. Desk Pop, I don't know how I haven't heard of you before. Slides look good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Antonio, so does anyone know if a Holosun 407K will fit on my MOS Glock 19 Gen 5? You're going to need an adapter plate, I do believe, man. Connor says, I need that camo slide you just picked up. Oh, right on. That is our OD camo. It is a mix of mil-spec OD green, desert sand, and Glock FDE. All H-series Cerakotes. Novest slides are 1,000 and not. Novest slides are definitely some money. Curtis T. Wilson, good morning. Just picked up an AM-15 yesterday. Right on, man. 800 for strip slides, yeah. See, part of its name recognition, though, too, is that people know the name. They know Novesk. They know Grey Ghost Precisions, Safiri, Brownells. So when you know the name, sometimes you can charge more. People will pay it because they're like, oh yeah, I've heard of that. That's quality. I got to spend money on that. Might not necessarily be quality. Maybe it's just regular. Gets the job done. But getting the job done isn't always worth $1,000, you know? Go. Got you all wrapped up. Okay. Let's get this cut. This is our one going out to California. What's the point in the plates that come with my G19 if I can't use it? Thanks for the info, though. So they are designed for a specific number of optics, and you might need to get additional plates to fit certain optics. Though I do not own an MOS, my understanding is that it comes with plates that will fit most regular brands of optics. So it might fit the 407K. It's something you'll have to do some additional research on, but I don't believe it's going to fit it directly. My issue with the plates is that it's raising the height of your rear optic. And I prefer a lower profile personally, which is why I'm not really interested in getting an MOS. The optics cut we use is the Trijicon RMR flat. Comes with an aluminum RMR cover plate. But the Trijicon RMR flat is good for the Holosun 507C, the 407C, Gideon Optics Omega, Siley Optics Wolf's Optics, you know, anything that's a Trijicon RMR. I've just started messing around with red dots. How do you like the Sileys? You know, from what I've seen so far, at least on the Wolf X Pro, I've got 600 rounds through it. I've drop tested it multiple times at chest height. It runs. I haven't had any issue. I know other people have done like worse torture tests to it, but it runs so far. I haven't had any problems with it. The Glock plates are garbage. You will want a different plate because it'll break off. Yeah, didn't I hear something about the plates being aluminum? Shouldn't they be steel? Like, our cover plate's aluminum, but a lot of businesses use plastic, but it's just a cover plate. It's not meant to, you know, secure anything. But I don't have an MOS, so I'm not 100% up to date on it. Gerardo asks, are aftermarket slides reliable like OEM Glock slides? Yes, some are not. Definitely search for reviews. We're a newer company. We've been doing this since January 2023. But our slides are 17.4 stainless steel. They come with an optics cut. Some are ported, some are standard. Different designs. I run these. I actually carry an SM19 turbo slide like this one here every day. And I also own a Glock 19 Gen 5. And I run this. But when you build an aftermarket build, you need to take it to the range. You need to put 500 rounds through it. You need to train with it. And you need to dial it in. So I would not trust your build freshly done to be your everyday carry. You need to train with it. You need to put it through its paces. You need to make sure it's good to go. And, you know, you might screw up on your first build or your first several builds. And you're like, hey, why isn't this cycling right? Why isn't this doing this right? And you need to look at your parts kits. You need to look at how your build is. You need to make sure if you have an optic, you didn't put the wrong screw in the wrong spot, because that's going to affect things. So it's not, if you're looking like fresh out of the box, go with Glock OEM. If you're looking to experiment, expand your knowledge on building, start doing your own stuff, just, yeah, get into building. It's going to take you some time and effort, but you're going to learn a lot of stuff. The first time we did frames, the first time we did slides, did things work right immediately? No, it took some dialing in. Well, let's see. I've done some research. Most of them say to get a plate, but there is a Holosun SCS that sits flush and doesn't need a plate, but it's $350. Yeah. Hey, Pat. Greatly appreciate it. Yep, we've got quite a few people that tell us our slides run great. Some of those guys are experienced with builds, though, so it might take you a little bit if you're not experienced with builds. Some people realized they were using bad parts kits. Other people realized they were putting the optic in the wrong spot. You know. I've taken this one to the range, so you can see a little bit of the range evidence on it, and I dumped 200 rounds through it, and this one was freshly made. Didn't even have any lube on it, just send it. Ran perfectly. And then, of course, I ended up testing some of this Ghost Dad tactical lube, which is pretty cool. It smells good, so keep it away from your kids and your animals. This smells like green apples. Ah, I greatly appreciate that, Brookside. Yeah, some of the optics are more expensive. Like this EDG here is what 170, and this Wolf X Pro was like what 130. I'd have to check their website, but you're gonna get some more expensive optics out there. If you're looking just to start, check out Siley, check out Gideon Optics. Both of them have great prices for a good optic. I'm hearing mixed reviews on Olight optics. Some people say they're good, some people say they're bad. So I mean, you could always try that. They're on the cheaper end, from what I understand. Yep, thank you. Definitely like, subscribe. It helps the algorithm, helps that reach. It's always greatly appreciated. Let's see here. This one's off to California. All right, let's get this packaged up in its bag. Vortex Defender was $250, and you like it so far? Right on. Yep, I have a Gideon Omega. Well, I should say a friend has my Gideon Omega, and I want it back. Why are reported barrels only 460? Or, sorry, 4? Well, they are 416R stainless steel. They're made by ELD Performance, and we procure them dozens at a time, so we're able to get a kind of wholesale pricing on it. But other than that, they're cheaper barrels. They are not like bad barrels. I wouldn't say like if you're going out shooting competition, this is what you should get. But they're good barrels. They work at the range. We use them in our builds. They work just fine. Not saying there's not better stuff out there, but ELD Performance, yeah, decent barrel. Oh, I see you're getting caught on the tape. That's what's happening. Okay, that's okay. We'll just tug you here, tug you there. Should be good to go. Definite downside to wrapping it this way. I tried a Gideon Omega the other day, and it really surprised me. Those seem solid. Yeah, I like my Gideon Omega. Looking at an O sight, but they're super bulky. Yeah, I've seen that complaint a few times. I avoided the O sight for a while, but I recently picked it up and love it. Okay. I don't have one yet, so I just see what other people's reviews are. One for a Ruger LCP Max. Maybe someday. I don't know which Rugers are off patent, so that's the issue on making new slides, is it still under patent? So the Glock patent expired, which is why there's so many manufacturers out there. All right, there we go. Let's check that weight again. Excellent, weight's good. Now let's tack on that shipping label. Good to go. Big thing on the weight. I've gotten screwed on the weight. We have messed up before on the weight. Lessons learned on shipping. The O-Sight X is definitely a huge window, but the SE is very comparable, and my modern's on Holland. Okay. Your Holosun EPS? Yep, we've run Holosun 507C, 407C, I think. Gideon and Siley optics so far. Need to start running some more, but most of the money we get goes right back into the business, so. There we go, and let's tap on a Fragile sticker. If you get the joke, congratulations, we're all old. Woohoo. And there we are, one big old package. And always, 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 when you are shipping, tape your seams. Do not trust the seams. Do not trust the carriers. Tape those seams, people. And if you have a local gun shop that you think might be interested in some slides, feel free to have them reach out to us or let us know and we'll reach out to them. There we go. Okay, let's swap mics. This one's battery's getting low on me here. All right, swapping mics. And it did not auto-correct, or auto-connect, so... There we go. And tap. There we are. Your local gun shop is currently getting sued by the state. Oh, that sucks. My favorite local gun shop went out of business a few years back, and mostly it was because they kept getting the rates raised on them for rent and for insurance. Insurance companies were targeting gun shops a while back, and they just kept raising rates on them over and over again, basically forcing many to go out of business. And my favorite one, it was run by a few retirees. The guy was a former Marine and Border Patrol agent, and the other guy was a former soldier, and I think he was a local cop. And they just ran the gun shop. They said, this is something we wanted to do in retirement. You know, they're getting their pensions, they did their time in service, and now they're selling guns. And they're just like, we like selling guns, we like talking to people, we like talking about guns. So that was kind of their retirement, and the rates just kept getting raised on them. The rent for their store, the insurance, stupid. Get some water. Definitely make sure you guys drink your water. Stay hydrated. You can't move and groove if you're not hydrated. Gun shop is selling extended magazines after the 2022 ban. Oh, that sucks. We don't have issues like that here in Arizona. They thought the law was unconstitutional, so they're fighting it, so we'll see how that goes. Man, good luck to them. I greatly wish them good luck. I wish we could stay in those kind of fights. We're still a little small. Still working on growing. Let's see here. Do I have spare paper? I think I do. Yep, I've seen a few gun stores try and fight. Definitely appreciate what they're doing. Jump out blast, what's going on? Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. Ours range from 145 to 275. All the slides are 17-4 stainless steel. and come with Trijicon RMR flat optic cups. They're all made right here in Arizona. We are veteran owned and operated. I myself have 10 years military experience, done a few shooting competitions. Did some political advocacy for the 2A for quite a while. Reaching out to governors and senators and the president and law enforcement leaders. Did a lot of that. Oh, what happened there? There we go. NRA gave me a silly little medal. We make the slides ourselves. We mill these out of 17-4 stainless steel. Mill out all the slides, do all the Cerakote work ourselves. Hey, thank you for your support. Jared, when's the slide giveaway? It got a little bit delayed, but we are still going to do it. We just need to make the slide. Have a good one, Pat. Thanks for popping in. Let's see. Can I squeeze you in there? Let's see if we can. I believe we can. Let's try. You ship slide to a house or a gun store? To houses. Slides have no federal regulation. California is trying to change that regarding complete slides because they want to have the barrels be FFL background check items. But so far, right now, there are no restrictions on slides. Let's see, what is our weight on this package? Okay, I think we're good. I need to move this scale. Okay, I can fit 1 more ounce on this dang thing. Right on, much appreciated, Jump Out Blast. We're doing a lot of gun store outreach too, trying to find local gun stores that want to pick up slides, but that have had issues with the more expensive ones like Zev or Zafiri or Grey Ghost or anything like that. We're hoping we can do some providing. There we go. get that wrapped up. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free. Just getting these prepped for shipping. I'll be here until that's done. And happy to answer any questions. Talk about your builds, gun stories you like, crazy laws affecting you. By all means. I think I had a British person in here earlier, and they were all like, nah, Brev. That's okay. We do get foreign nationals in here from time to time. Most of them are really cool people. I served in the Army. Stiffler, also with us, was also in the Army. And one of our employees was in the Marine Corps. And we had a Navy volunteer for a little while. Stiffler was in Afghanistan. I was on the Iraqi border. Our resident Marine was also in Iraq. I spent some time with the 101st. Stiffler was under 10th Mountain. And I want to say our Marine was 2nd Battalion, 1st Marines, maybe? I could be wrong. I'd have to ask him. I'd have to check with him. Okay, let's get this added on here. The Marine Corps is no jerk. I served with Marines when I was overseas, even here in the States a few times. Those dudes can move and groove. Physically intensive. Promotions ain't always easy. Smaller branch, less upward mobility, but cool dudes. Hey, thank you, Mason. Greatly appreciate it. We make all these ourselves. Getting some shipped out to Illinois, California, and New York this morning. Mick Swifty just bought a custom upper from a company out in Tampa called Kinetic Tech for my 43X, but these look awesome as well. Man, thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Which do you think is best branch for me? I'm still around for my boy. Do you need to be home often? And bear in mind, you still might have to go some places, even if you need to be home often. But if you need to be home often, I would recommend the National Guard or the Reserve. And that said, don't believe the recruiter lie. The National Guard deploys, and it deploys to combat zones. The Reserves do too, but the Reserves, besides one unit, at least in the Army, I don't know about the Reserves for the Marines, but the Reserves for the Army does not have combat units. They have support units. Now, support units can, of course, see combat and engage the enemy, but National Guard would probably be the best way to go if you need to be home often for your family. Now, you'll still have to go off and do military training. You'll still potentially have to deploy and go on missions, but you will often be home. Now, that said, you can transfer out of the National Guard and go active, or you can jump on active missions. You can request to go on them. They used to have things like Tour of Duty, and I forget the name of the other one, but you could actually jump on active missions where they needed additional soldiers. I can't comment on the Marines. I wasn't in the Marines, so. We make the slides. Currently, we make them out of 17.4 stainless steel. And we currently only do them for the 19 and the 17. We're working on the 26. It's almost done. And after that, the 43. So we don't have anything for the 30 yet. But we'd like to do a 45 or a 40 or a 10 millimeter at some point. We pretty much just keep adding slides as we continue to grow, which is why we're looking for more gun shops and stuff. Can't grow the business without new contracts. And I'd love to get 50 small mom and pop shops just buying 5 or 10 slides every month or two. Just the slides. We do procure parts from other businesses. We get barrels from ELD Performance. We get our parts kits from SCT Manufacturing. The sights are Glock OEM. And we don't have any optics yet, but maybe we'll do optics someday. Sometime in the future, just as we continue growing. Each month we got to figure out how we're spending our money besides the bills. Greatly appreciate it. Actually, I'm sending a slide out to Illinois today. I'd be happy to find some FFLs, some gun shops in Illinois to ship out to. People too, of course, but the way some of the laws... Yeah, but the way some of the laws look like they're trying to push is that some states, especially California, are trying to restrict your ability to buy stuff not from an FFL, even if it's not an FFL item per the federal law. Like California is trying to pass a law to ban barrels. They said barrels need to have a background check. So our strip slides would still be fine, but if we could not sell completes or the individual barrels, unless we sent them through an FFL, and that's just wild. Oh, no doubt, Illinois delays everything. California, my understanding is they got in trouble for delaying people or denying people too often. So they got into some legal trouble for that. Pretty sure we can. I'm not tracking anything wrong with Ohio. Let's see. Here we go. In Ohio, a complete gun slide is not restricted or is not considered a restricted firearm and is not restricted by state law. There are no specific state level prohibitions on owning or purchasing gun slides or other firearms accessories. Restrictions would only apply if a firearm accessory fell under specific federal regulations such as the NFA. Yep, so you're good. Yeah, we could send complete slides to Ohio. And then per Ohio's preemptive local regulation under Ohio Revised Code 9.68, the state has occupied and preempted the entire field of regulation touching in any way upon firearms, ammunition, and firearms accessories. This means that cities and counties in Ohio cannot pass their own laws to restrict accessories like gun slides. Awesome. Yeah, you're good. Ohio's fine. Now, threaded barrels might be a different thing. Threaded barrels, I don't believe Ohio is one of the ones that restricts it, but there's like 9 states that restrict threaded barrels. So if you're in one of those states, that's something you got to pay attention to. Let's see, looks like California, Connecticut, Illinois, New York, and Washington, where they classify pistols with threaded barrels as illegal assault weapons. Stupid. But I also think Maryland and Massachusetts fall in that too. Maybe, and of course DC and Washington's on there. That's just dumb. New York and New Jersey. Oh yeah, New York's on there. I think New Jersey's on that too. Yeah, they fit on 19 frames. So if it works for the Glock Gen 3, these will fit. And we test our slides on the PSA Dagger, SET 19, Glock OEM, and Polymer 80. Couldn't fit on your GX4. Well, our red dots are Trijicon RMR flat, so they should be good for any of the Trijicon RMRs. Just make sure the long screw goes on the left side, not the right side. Because if it goes on the right side, you're potentially interfering with your parts. It's going to cause cycling issues. Water. Getting that water. Oh, there we go. All right, those are all packaged up. I missed that gun store from earlier. Let's see if I can find that quote. There we are. Let's put that next to this one. List of gun shops that I need to reach out to, see what they want, see what they need. Can we make custom Canic Meta MC9 slides? That we can't. Currently, we only mill slides out of 17.4 stainless steel for the Glock 19 and the Glock 17. We're working on the 26 and the 43 at the moment. There we go. Oop, scroll on down. Actually, I'm not even sure if Canic is off patent. They might not be off patent. That's a big issue for a lot of slides, is that they are still patent protected. There we are. Can we make... Oh, already answered that one. There we go. Going through a few others, seeing if I got any more orders. Got to head off to the post office this morning, get all these out. Try to get the slides shipped out as fast as possible. Hate to keep people waiting. Okay, there we go. Refresh on that. Yeah, let's do a quick little refresh here. Well, right on, we're on 17 likes. What are we looking at on new subs? Hey, 34 new subs today. That's awesome. It's greatly appreciated. Hitting that 1,300. Sweet. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am over the hour mark, and I got to head off to the post office and then off to the machine shop so we can make some more slides for people. So that is probably where I'll end it. Feel free to check us out on stifflermanufacturing.com. We're planning on doing a sale for Glocktober involving our Hunter Orange slides. What else we got going on? We're working on the Glock 26. We're going to have that soon. After that, we're going to start working on the 43, and we are planning on going to SHOT Show in Las Vegas in January, this 2026. Stuck between the SM19 Turbo FDE and the Viper. Oh man, yeah, those are both great. See, the Turbo has its front grip serrations, so if you need, you can grip, you know, but also has its top port. The Viper has reduced weight due to 3 ported windows, but it also has a slight front grip serration, so you can get a little bit of pull up there. Of course, it's also getting close to the ported windows, so it might get a little warm. But both sell really well. It just depends on kind of what you're looking for your build. There we are. All right, there we go. Viper. Right on, man. Yep, Viper is one of our best sellers. The Turbo and Camo is definitely becoming the second. Oh, you too, definitely. Well, off to work, boys and girls. I've got to make more gun slides. I've got to get some stuff shipped out. Got to go meet and greet. Make that bread. So you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subbing. It's greatly appreciated. Keep an eye out for our 1K slide giveaway. We're going to be giving away a Viper for free. So keep an eye out for that when we do our live. And as always, stay 2A every day.